Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ethereum, just zooming out a little bit, taking a look at the bigger picture before we go into the more detailed view of things. Also here, I think I made one of these yesterday, showed you that we have a possible 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 setup on the ETH chart. Ideally, we don't get one more 1-2. Ideally, this is it, and ideally it takes off now and will break above the $2,020 level, the August 22 high, in a third wave rally. Yeah, this is important. This is what it ideally does to follow a bullish scenario. At the moment, it's following the counts quite nicely. It reversed in the midst of the larger trend reversal area we had here at the 1660 target, the golden ratio. Can I rule out it will come down once more? No, I cannot. Okay, but we also talk about the relevant support levels that ideally need to hold to focus on higher. And we have a possible, we had a possible wave 2 here. Okay, I count that as complete now. Still though, provided that we are now doing a 5-wave move to the upside, because as long as we only have 3 waves, it could just be a B wave. So let's talk about the short-term bullish and short-term bearish cases. Bear in mind that taking the bigger picture into account, don't focus on the trees, focus on the entire forest. The bigger picture is bullish and has been bullish for months. That this is a 1-2, this is a 1-2, and this is a 1-2 setup, but really ideally it takes off now. It recently bounced off the trend line that we talked about last week, okay? And it bounced off the golden ratio. 2 very relevant support areas, and did not break our bullish support zone. Okay, so had a few days time here to add positions, anybody who wanted to. And we also talked about this inverse head and shoulders. You will remember that we identified here a possible bullish reversal pattern. I mean, it was nearly too obvious to work out, but it worked out. So a possible inverse head and shoulders where we said, okay, the neckline is 1765, and remember the video in which we measured actually the target of that height and the height, and we said, okay, first target would be around about 1890. Okay, so it reached that. It also reached now on the way up the 1.618 extension, by the way. But let's talk about the bearish case first, short-term bearish, not overall bearish, because until 1534 breaks, I don't really have anything bearish on this chart. And I have no reason to believe anything bearish because it's been following the charts very nicely. So overall, as I said before, as long as the 78.6 retracement holds, this is bullish, but of course we could get another low, and that would occur only really in a scenario in which we count the move down here to the June low as an A wave. I've got it on the chart now as an A wave. This here would be a B wave, and it could then come down in a C wave, which means if the next move down is impulsive, it could be something like that. The problem is that in this, what we call A wave, price came already very deep. It came to the golden ratio, which is normally too low for an A wave. Very important. But at the moment, because we are rallying quite aggressively and Bitcoin is on a good way now, maybe ETH is going to follow. So at the moment, I'm just counting the bearish count with some question marks. It's basically in the sense of, okay, that count now needs to prove itself, because so far the move up is looking quite impulsive, even though we only have 3 waves up. And I have to say, it looks actually more like a diagonal. So it's not really an impulse, but it's a very aggressive diagonal here in a wave 1. So it's very interesting. Ethereum, as you know, weaker than Bitcoin. We forecasted that on the ETH BTC chart. Doesn't always need to stay like that. I will do a video on the ETH BTC chart later. But so far, it's even reached a 1.618 extension, which is normally a target that a third wave often only reaches in an impulse. So here, 1930. We also talked about the 1926 level as important resistance level structurally. As you can see here on the chart, we had the dotted line there. This is where price has reached some resistance now, and it could at any time come back in a wave 4. I need to see 5 waves up to make this yellow B wave less likely. Okay, it will not completely rule it out, and that's why I need to see 3 waves down afterwards in a wave 2, and I will try to give you support on every the relevant support levels on every stage. If this is a third wave rally here, Yeah. Then, first of all, the idea is it will go at least to $3,000, but also that pullbacks can be shallow. Yeah, pullbacks can be shallow and expect extensions to happen. Now, again, it's a bit weaker than Bitcoin, so we need to see where this is taking us. At the moment, with 3 waves, as per Elliott Wave, we cannot really confirm that it is the breakout until we have 5 waves up and 3 waves down. So in any pullback of a wave 4, I actually don't want it to break below, I would say 1780 to 1800. This is trend channel support. You can draw a channel here as well. Trend line support, because if it is a diagonal, it could easily come back to 1800, but going significantly below that, I actually don't want it to break below that. I cannot rule out that it will still turn around then. And we'll give you an alternative support level if we get to that, but ideally it's holding the trend line and will give us a 5th wave, then we have a diagonal complete. At the moment, we might get a bit of a pullback here, but I have no strong confirmation that this is already the 4th wave. It could just be a small pullback within the 3rd wave still. Yeah, that's my update about ETH. Not much more to add at this stage. So next resistances maybe, let's talk about them because they are important to unlock higher prices. So above 1930, we have 1964. Also previous spikes here, this one. Then 2020, very important, it's the X wave high, which is the 5th of May high. And then also, very important, the $2,140 level. That's the wave 1 high, which was made in April. Very important level to take out. They are all structural resistance levels that need to be taken out on the way higher. Not necessarily directly in a 3rd wave, but it could just be after a first pullback in a 4th wave to move up in the 5th wave. Yeah, bear in mind, this 4th wave pullback could eventually be a bit stronger because if we are in a diagonal, it might be a little bit stronger. But yeah, sort of 1800, 1780, I don't want it to go really below that. But overall, yeah, it's looking okay at the moment. Would be nice if ETH was a little bit more aggressive on the way up, but we'll see. Yeah, hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.